All right. Well, this was my week, and I chose the 1966 movie Alfie, starring Michael Caine. Probably the other big name in terms of the movie that we would recognize was Shelley Winters, who plays Ruby. The other actresses and actors not as well known. Um, it was released in England in January of 1966, and then in the United States in August of 1966. And as most of us will know, maybe not our young Jeff, but the song from the movie Alfie by Burt Bacharach and Hal David, sung by Dionne Warwick, yeah, was a very big hit in the mid 60s. Um, it did win some prizes. It won a BAFTA award in 1967. It got the special jury prize at Cannes in 1966. And it won the Golden Globe for an English language foreign film in 1967. It was nominated for 5 Oscars, but did not win. The whole movie was filmed in London, about 4 different locales. And it said that it cost £500,000 to make. Keeping in mind that back in the mid 60s, pounds were quite a bit worth more in terms of compared to dollars. They were more like $2.50 for a pound. And it said that it earned $800,000. So if my math is correct, which sometimes it isn't, but that would make me think it didn't make money. It actually lost money. I know I had mentioned, I know nobody had to, but I'd mentioned about the remake of Alfie in 2004 with Jude Law. And the reason I bring that up now is because it had a budget, and I looked at this, and then I looked at it again, and then I'm like, of $60 million? There really was, I mean, I don't know. That was just like real, and it only grossed 35 million, so it really lost money.
Hey Karen, I'm looking at
2004.
Wikipedia here and it says it had a budget of 500,000 and it made 18 almost 19 million.
Okay, well then thank you, because what I saw was the estimated box office of $800,000, and I'm like, well then it lost money, and that didn't seem right to me either, Bill. So thanks for looking that up. Um, so the play actually was first. I mean, the movie was actually first a stage play, and it starred Terence Stamp, another British actor of that era. But he turned down the role in the movie, and Michael Caine got the role. He was relatively unknown at the time. But he was 32 years old. Um, let's see. So one of the things about the movie that made it unique at the time, it's considered a quintessential 60s movie. But what made it unique at the time was the breaking the fourth wall, where Alfie would turn and talk to the camera. And generally, it was when he was with women, and they would sort of, blur out, fade out. They weren't aware of what he was saying. And most of the time, what he said, it was usually insulting or demeaning to the women or the woman he was with. But it received many very positive reviews. That Michael Caine's portrayal was believable. He was a womanizer and a rake and a detestable character as Alfie, and he did a fabulous job of doing that. So that was the 1966 version. Both the 1966 version and the 2004 version, when you look them up, they're called rom-coms, and neither of these movies are romantic comedies. They're cautionary tales, decidedly serious topics of, abortion, betrayal, loneliness, just the consequences of, being careless with other people's emotions. So anyway, that's my editorial on what it's called. So anyway, I have a couple other things I want to say, but I thought I'd just stop here and kind of turn it over to folks what you thought about the movie.
Well, as I was watching it today, my first thought was I'm surprised that this is Karen's pick because the star, the protagonist of this movie, is probably has the characteristics that Karen likes least in men. And now, it's all this on the silver screen. But I thought, well, maybe she's using it as a tool to remind us not to be such cads.
Right.
But I was, and there, there's some breakthrough things, and I'm gonna just warn you right off. The whole movie is nothing but arcs. People who started as one thing and ended at another. Every character in here has a change of heart, which makes the whole thing work. But I was just curious, did you see it back in the day? Because I've never seen it till today.
I didn't see it in 66. I would have been in the summer of 66. I was 12. But I did see it, many, many years ago. I'm a big fan of Michael Caine. And yeah, he is detestable. He's an awful character, but he does it so well. And it is, I've actually used this movie in my human sexuality course. And of course, my, Gen Z students are just like, oh, up in arms. Like, how did this even get made into a movie? And I'm like, okay, we need to think more broadly. Yes, not every movie is going to be about somebody that we want to invite into our homes and embrace. There's, American Psycho. There's just that's something we have to maybe get over a little bit. But what you said, absolutely true. In terms of, one of the reasons I choose it is because you do see such change in Alfie, in the women. I thought Shelley Winters does a fabulous job as Ruby. So, yeah.
And she puts him in his place.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. She had a younger man in
Yeah.
her bedroom.
Right.
So
when Alfie drops by. And if you saw the 2004, the Ruby character, her name is Liz, but the Ruby character is played by Susan Sarandon. And
Yeah.
she does a really good job as well.
yes, that she does. But yeah, I was
What do
I
your
was really
students say
mad.
about your students have reaction to the era of free love? Like, did that really happen? Did people sleep around like that?
Yeah, well, I think they kind of know enough, historically to say, yeah, that, this is what, the sort of the swinging 60s or about. I think what my students tend to sort of like be like surprised, or maybe not surprised, but like sort of focus in on is the abortion. And that off and Denholm Elliott, again, a character, he could play the sweetest man, and in this movie he's just like a character you just want to like throttle, is the awful abortionist, and what the woman goes through after the fact, and Alfie is just immune to
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
it's a bump in the road for him.
yeah, yeah.
Don't you think that the abortion is what kind of changed the arc? I mean, Gary's saying there's arc in all of them, but
Yeah.
Alfie was central. I didn't see Shelley Winters. I didn't see her personality change very much. She didn't have that much arc to it. But Alfie, I mean, in both movies, I saw the other movie too, and their change revolves around that abortion. Especially so in the 66 one. I mean, I thought that was a really, really good scene where he walks, he's at the woman's house and walks into the room, and they did that without actually showing anything. It's like, oh my God, they're not going to show this, are they? I thought it was one of the better scenes.
The abortion is obviously the watershed event.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think you're right. I don't think Shelley Winters' character undergoes a change. It's revealed that she's got a life beyond Alfie.
Yeah.
Right.
She's
Well,
not
and
going to
so
let
did
him.
the married woman, who in the very beginning was, kind of trying to get back with him, and then he runs into her again, at the end, and she's like, no. Yeah.
Alfie to Alfie.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to let you guys know I got to cut out of this thing at about 6:40, 6:45. So I want to tell you I'm not being rude then. I'm being rude now that I got to leave early.
Okay. Yeah.
I was
Anybody
really
else?
mad, Karen.
Yes,
Yeah,
that.
at Alfie, and she's just, such a, I don't know if you call him, would you call him a misogynist? Maybe.
yeah.
A hedonist. There's all kinds of words you can get, a cheater, a womanizer.
I like the word
you know,
rake Karen used. That was a good one.
rake.
A rake. Yeah.
Yeah, a rake. Okay.
Lothario.
And I was glad to see him get just a little bit of his own medicine, especially at the end.
Yeah.
And one thing I noticed was when he was with City, the married lady,
Mm-hmm.
in the car at the beginning,
Right.
and remember the dog that sat outside of the
Oh,
car?
Yeah.
Well, the dog doesn't show up again until the very end when he sees City, and City's, oh, you never showed up to come and meet my husband, but yet the dog was there.
Yeah.
And the dog and Alfie go trotting off into the night. And I thought, that's all you got, Alfie, out of all of
Right.
this.
Again, it's a cautionary
friend.
tale.
Yeah.
These are the consequences of his carelessness. Yeah.
Exactly. And I did watch the 2004 version, which I enjoyed a little bit more, if there's anything to enjoy about it. But one thing I noticed in that version was there was a lot of signs in the background, and they said that each sign had something to do with what was going on with Alfie at the time. There was wish, desire, hope, lucky, search, and slow dance. That sort of matched up to the story.
Yeah.
So I wonder
I
if
admire your awareness of things that aren't
are weird.
Well, no, they're you have to watch them with a thoughtful eye, and you do, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. I don't know why that caught my attention, but it did, especially the desire one, because it was so large and it stayed up there for a while. I thought, why is this up there for so long? And then I did the research on it. But anyway, yeah, I'm not going to say that it wasted an hour and a half of my time. I'll never get back.
No,
No.
only
'Cause
73 minutes.
I think that's a really rude thing to say, but I'm glad I saw it, and I don't think I'll ever watch it again.
Well, the fact that you were so offended by him proves to me that he did a good job, and the movie maker nailed it, because I think that was the point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
There are two
did.
versions of this because mine was almost 2 hours.
The 66
I don't
version
know.
is 73 minutes, because I watched it in my infusion lab today with my laptop. It was the perfect infusion length movie.
The other
I
thing
thought it was closer to 2 hours too, but
The 66 version?
yeah, I thought so, but I don't have it in front of me, so
I
yeah.
don't either.
Yeah.
It was
So, the
rated.
tagline for this movie, for the 66 movie, is Alfie is wicked.
ooh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Another thing, Karen, is the difference in the women between 1966 and 2004. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
A lot of difference in what was going on, women's lib and many, many other things. So that was something to watch as well. So anyway.
I thought it was
Okay.
interesting that it was rated G. And I understood that because they didn't really show anything to speak of, but the topics were not G.
Yeah, exactly.
They got out of bed fully clothed.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
What did they have a rating?
Everything about the swinging 60s were they putting on screen, I guess you'd say.
Yeah,
I mean,
no violence.
I tried to get Patty to watch it, and she wouldn't do it because she didn't want to see, she didn't know anything about the abortion scenes or anything like that. She thought it was about the swashbuckling, young man that had these affairs all over town. And she's like, I refuse to watch that kind of stuff. And I'm going, but there's more to it, Pat. There's more to this movie. This is, I thought it had won Academy Awards. I remembered that it was a huge movie back in '66, but she just kind of refused to do that. I think a lot of people had that in mind too. I think I also did. I didn't remember anything about breaking the fourth wall and all that. But
Yeah.
I was
I
kind of
think if she'd have stayed with it, she would have seen that it produces abortion as a gut-wrenching decision that has ripples in the pond forever.
Yeah. Although she probably wouldn't have liked the fact that he didn't refer to women as she or her, but as it.
That's what I was gonna say. That
Or birds.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A lot of birds.
Yeah. Yeah. Birds was kind of a, was a slang, a 60s kind of a slang.
Mhm.
But it is just so, dehumanizing.
Dehumanizing, yeah.
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 Mahoney?
I had never seen this movie before,
Me
and when I took a brief look at it, and it said it was a romantic comedy, and then I start to watch it, and I'm kind of going, "Where's the comedy and where's
Yeah.
the romance?"
Yeah.
So that threw me. Alfie is just a despicable character. I mean, he's sometimes after a while it's hard to watch his antics. In the end, he ends up being betrayed and alone, just like he left all the women he was with. The other thing was, I remembered the Dionne Warwick version of the song, and was stunned to see that Cher actually did it in the movie. I had no idea she even covered it, but it was a tough watch because he's just so cavalier about everything up and through the abortion even, and then finally when he has his his talk with his friend there, and reveals how gut wrenching it really was to him. You kind of go, well, good. I'm glad you got some sensitivity about it. Where was that 3 scenes ago when you were with the woman?
Yeah.
So I think I'm like Chris here. I probably won't ever watch it again. I'm glad I watched it. It's one of those movies that you probably should watch. I'm like Bill. I was familiar with it, but had never seen it before. I guess Bill, you saw it a few years later. But it was a tough movie to watch, and based mainly on what I thought I was going to get, which was a much lighter film, and what I knew about the song Alfie. I thought it was going to be a much lighter film. And then when you hear the words to the song and its placement in the movie, you get the sense of hopelessness that he deserves because of the way that he treated people in his lives. So I'm glad I watched it. Michael Caine is very compelling as an absolute jerk in the movie to virtually everybody. The other thing, Chris, you were talking about the signs you noticed in the remake in 2004. There was a sign in the original during the bar fight scene, and it popped up twice, and it said absolutely no dancing. And I was kind of going, this is a bar. They got a band, and they don't want you to dance. That didn't make any sense to me. And then the other thing was, it was, I knew the time period of it, but it didn't seem reflective of the swinging 60s of London that I've got in my mind until Shelley Winters goes to bed with the guitar player. But it was tough. It was a tough film to watch. I'm glad I see it, but probably won't seek it out again in any fashion.
Yeah, I don't know why you would need to watch this again, but I was thinking about the phrase Alfie is wicked.
Yeah. That was the tagline for the movie.
Yeah, they could release it now and probably fill a theater with the people who think they're getting something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's the thing about it too that I wanted to point out. Like Rotten Tomatoes, it gets a 97%.
Wow.
It is, you know, the 1966 version. The 2004 version gets a 48%. It really was not well received. You know, the critics did not like it. They said, you know, that they just felt like Jude Law kind of watered it down. He lacked the same kind of, you know, just charisma. Even though you don't like Michael Caine's character, you still, your eyes are on him for the whole movie. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. And they just felt like Jude Law was unconvincing. I mean, he was very handsome, you know, that was kind of at the top of, he was at the top of his game. Jude Law is not aging well, which is a darn shame. But, you know, in 2004, he was, I think he was like, oh yeah, that's right. Both Michael Caine was 32 years old when he made Alfie in 66. Jude Law was 31 years old when he made Alfie in 2004. So now Jude Law is like 52 and looks about 75.
Karen, do you think that the reception of the 2004 film, excuse me, the reception from the 2004 film suffered because of its time and place versus 1966?
Yeah, short answer, I do. I think that a lot of people would, you know, somebody would go and see that film and they'd come back and tell their friends, oh my God, you know, I usually love Jude Law and that sort of thing. But I think the reviewers weren't so unhappy with the fact that it was a remake of this awful, you know, this awful character. They just didn't think that that they did a very good job of it. That, you know, they that
I haven't seen the remake, so I don't know.
yeah. It
I think
Susan Sarandon is really is worth, you know, if you had the opportunity and there was, you know, nothing else you really wanted to watch to see it. Susan Sarandon is really great at it because she's just, you know, she just sort of takes what Shelley Winters did and just turns it up to goes up to 11, you know.
She sure did.
I was looking to see what songs would have beaten Alfie. And the song that won Oscar that year was Born Free. But also nominated was Georgie Girl.
Yeah.
And a couple other songs I hadn't heard of. And there was some in the year before, Talk to the Animals by Dr. Doolittle had won. Anyway, it was in a tough competition.
Yeah, Oscar, you know, Oscar songs and soundtracks, especially back in the day, it seems like they sort of went for the, you know, the not necessarily the song that, you know, was the most
pop hit,
unique or yeah, groundbreaking, but just something that everybody will like, kind of a thing. Yeah.
Karen, one thing I looked up because I love Roger Ebert's reviews. I think they're so good, and I've read the one about the 2004 film. So, well, let's see. Did he say anything about the 1966 film? I'm going, Well, he did not. Not in a dedicated column. No. At some point, he had made reference to things from that movie, but there was no dedicated column to that review. So I went, oh, when did he start that? But I didn't look it up.
Yeah.
Jeff Arthur, it's always a good generational check for us. How did this one hit you?
Well, I'm really surprised that everybody or the critics liked it back in the 60s. I guess it was just that much of a different time, but I did not enjoy it at all. Although the one thing I liked was just hearing the accent of, you know, the way he spoke was kind of fun.
Cockney,
but,
yeah.
Yeah.
So hard to understand. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was just a total jerk.
But he did a good job with it, right?
Yeah.
You know, he's convincing jerk.
That's so good to hear, Jeff. It's so good to hear that you think he was a total jerk. Because, you know, I unfortunately didn't see the 2000, the Jude Law one. I can't get Canopy here for whatever reason. So anyway, I didn't see the 2004, but I did see the 1966, and oh my goodness, I thought he was phenomenal, and I hated his character. Well, as I'm
Right,
sure,
exactly.
hated his character.
Mhm.
And knowing so many men like that, that you know that they've gotten through life with a wink and a smile, and you know that women are here for my pleasure and my everything that I want. It's for me, narcissistic. And that's when I realized how much he reminded me. And I was thinking the same time frame of Trump. I know that, but I was like, oh my God, that, you know, because he was good looking and he just thought women were for his own pleasure, and he didn't think of anything, he never thought of anything other than himself regarding women. It was just like, the connections for me were just unbelievable. But I thought Michael Caine did a phenomenal job, and he was so cute and so charming, and you hated him, you know.
Right.
But there's so many
Hey,
at
Bill,
that time. And you know what I didn't like, and again, you guys already probably talked about this. I didn't think the women were as much as I didn't think their characters came through as much as I would have liked them to. In many cases, the characters were just fluffed over. But a few did. But seeing the harm that it does to women when men are like that, and has it changed that much? I pray and hope that it has, but
Well, yeah,
I,
if you get a chance, you should see the 2004 version because the women are very different in the
that'd be
2004
interesting to see.
version. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of things that I want to say about what you were saying. I don't disagree with you, Donna, but at the same time, keeping in mind 1966, so obviously filmed in 65 because, you know, it came out
Yeah.
on January 1st in the UK. You know, sort of this idea sort of very, and again, you know, very Freudian, this idea of, oh, you know, sexual repression is what causes people to be messed up. And, you know, but now we have this kind of sexual freedom, and with this kind of sexual freedom, you know, there's no strings attached and that sort of thing. And so in that way, I think in many ways it was well received because it reflected a
The
new
times.
way of looking at things. We look at it now and say, oh my God, no.
No, I
Yeah, right.
agree with
That,
you.
that, that,
I
no one
agree
should
with you. Yeah.
no one should you know, no one should be this, you know, this careless. And I guess it did start out as a stage play,
Hmm.
and then they made it into a movie, and that really, you know, on the surface it's like, yeah, free love, and and shake off, you
Right.
know, all those, you know, all those super ego would, you know, you shouldn't do this kind of thing and you'll be so much healthier and that sort of thing. But that was on the surface. When you know, the movie was about, it was a cautionary tale. It was about, this
Right.
is what happens when
Right.
you're careless with other people, and that's exactly what he
Yeah.
was. So
And
I
that,
thought
yeah,
they
you're
did a
absolutely
great
right.
job with that.
Yeah.
And you weren't here when I first was introducing things, but I've used this film in my human sexuality course to kind of talk about, you know, different eras for one thing, but also just the gender roles. I mean, part of the reason that the women in the 66 version seem so two-dimensional is because in every, you think about the old James Bond movies, the
Right.
women were two-dimensional, you
Right.
know?
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. You know, it was right at the beginnings of the sexual revolution,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
and but at the same time, you know, all the women, well, that was just my thing. Not all of them. There were two, and I can't remember their names off it, that I thought for the role that they had, they did a really good job. Um,
Shelley Winters
yeah,
as
well, Shelley,
Ruby.
of course, but
Yeah, of
Shelley,
course.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's good, yeah,
Yeah.
and she's like the perfect person to play the older woman telling him, "Well, this guy's younger than you." I love that. I
Yeah.
loved that scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but
And she was
again,
only
I still
46
thought the women,
when they made that movie. She was, or 45 because it got filmed in, you know,
yeah,
the year before. And so she wasn't that much older than Michael Caine, but she comes across, you know.
oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
he also
but I think,
comes across a lot younger. Yeah.
He does, yeah, than
yeah,
his 32
yeah,
years. Yes, he
yeah, he
does.
does, he does. But yeah, no, it was so good. And the thing that I thought was real, I thought for sure I had seen it. And then when I watched, I went, I haven't, so I had never seen it before.
Yeah.
So it was a really an eye-opening, wow, movie. And I'm so glad that you recommend, and I'm so sorry that I didn't get to see the 2004 one, but I will try.
Susan Sarandon plays the role that Shelley Winters played in the 2004.
Yeah, and
she
she's
does a
got to be great.
fabulous
Yeah.
job. Yeah.
But you're right. The women are kind of, are two-dimensional, most of them in there, and it just added to the his own narcissism. That was the only thing. It was like they were so two-dimensional, and he was so narcissistic that they were perfect for each other in a strange way.
Yeah.
And then
In an unhealthy
the
way,
women
but
always
yeah.
got hurt, and the women always get hurt.
Yeah.
And I loved at the end when
That's
he
Shelley
kind of
Winters.
recognizes that. Yeah.
I mean, you were talking about men, and just in defense of men, how is Shelley Winters morally superior to Michael Caine's character?
Morally, she is just as
Right.
she's
He's
playing the same
using-
game.
I
She
mean,
just
like she's
plays
doing
it
the
better
same
than
thing
him.
and been doing it a
She's
lot
doing
longer,
this
and
as well,
gonna
yeah,
keep
yeah.
doing it a lot longer.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I,
she
I
was
was, I
proud.
wasn't defending Ruby, but I thought Shelley Winters did a great job of portraying Ruby.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the women he was not only using for sex, he used them for housekeeping
Yeah,
and
for
cooking.
everything.
Yeah.
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 Jeff
Thank God
Copeland.
we have moved on a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah.
We haven't heard from Jeff Copeland. Hello?
Keeps his powder dry.
What?
You're on mute.
muted, Jeff.
Oh, he's on mute.
There we
I
go.
was crunching, so
Yay.
I didn't want to make noise for
Oh.
everybody.
Uh,
Must be pretty crunchy.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot. I didn't think much different than everybody else did. I immediately realized that he was breaking the fourth wall and that he did that throughout. I was trying to explain this movie to somebody earlier today, and I said, remember that scene in Ferris Bueller at the end where he's
Right.
talking to the crowd, said, it's over, go home. Because they weren't really familiar with the term. And
that's
I remember Sanders talking about times when people broke the fourth wall. And I thought that was a very effective device and that would have been great in a play too, because he periodically would turn to the audience and present what was going on. And it's a way of giving people, obviously it's a device in writing of telling people what's going on inside somebody's mind without everybody else knowing what's going on. I thought that was well played. And what was going on in his mind was not very much fun for anybody or very nice, but you knew what he was thinking, and it kind of fleshed out his character a little bit, made you like him or dislike him a little bit more because you knew what he was thinking rather than just saying, well, why is he acting that way?
Yeah.
So I like that device. I enjoyed seeing all the different scenes in London. I always like the cinematography and the stuff that's in the scenes. I thought the casting was good. I wonder if that guy that played Shelley Winters younger, Bo, ever did anything else in his whole life as an actor, or if they just drug him in there to be her boyfriend in the bedroom.
They probably didn't
didn't
pay
really
him because he didn't say anything.
He had no lines, so
Yeah.
He smiled big,
yeah.
A younger smile.
All
Yeah.
smiles. Yeah.
Didn't Shelley Winters maybe I remember her wrong, but didn't she mostly do comedy roles?
No.
No,
was
no,
She did some
a
comedy
dramatic
roles
actress
though,
as
right?
well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, some. But she was
Yeah.
in Poseidon
Poseidon
Adventure.
Adventure,
Wasn't it Poseidon?
Wasn't she Marilyn Rose's roommate for a while?
Yes, she was. And
That's
so they were
where
doing
she,
yeah, she did theater too, if I'm not mistaken.
where she got her hair ideas, you know.
Kids, I'm going to have to bail. Is it
Wait,
my turn?
Yeah,
It's your turn next time.
Okay, I'll pick now and then get out of your way.
Oh, that's right.
Has anybody seen the movie Brothers Bloom and doesn't want to watch it again? And if you haven't seen it, that's my pick.
Brothers Bloom?
Brothers
Brothers
Bloom,
Bloom,
Blume or Bloom?
OOM. It's a fresh one for everybody. Okay,
Mhm.
Brothers Bloom in 2 weeks, right? Or do we have a
December, what, 2nd? I think it's the first
first Monday?
First Monday.
Monday in December. Let me
Do we
check.
know where it's showing or where, where we can stream it?
Oh,
I don't.
December 1st. Sorry,
Okay.
December
Who's
1st.
in it, Gary? I never heard of it.
Good.
Two guys named Bloom.
Who?
Two guys
I-
named Bloom.
Yeah, they're brothers.
Gotcha.
Oh, it's got Mark Ruffalo in it. I'll
Oh,
watch
I
that.
love Mark.
I love Mark Ruffalo.
I got it from a list, and I'm trying to remember exactly what the list was, but it was like the best double cross movies or something like that. And number one on the list was The Sting. So it's that kind of, grifter Sting kind of thing
Fun.
with
And
these
a
brothers.
Sting.
And I think
And a
one of
Sting.
the brothers is a master at it and wants to retire, and the other brother convinces him, let's do one big job. And the movie is about the one big job.
So I looked it up. It says it's free on Tubi and on Pluto TV and on Fandango at home and on Plex. I've never heard of Plex, but anyway. And then you can also rent it on Amazon, rent it on Apple TV, rent it on
It's not
YouTube.
hard to find. Not
Yeah,
hard
it's
to
not
find.
hard to find at all.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. See you in December.
All right.
All right.
Take
Bye.
care, Gary.
Be well, Gary.
Be well, Wade.
Yeah.
So, are we all done talking about Alfie? Do we want to go to like recommendations and that sort of thing? Or anybody
mean,
have
I-
any more? Bonnie, you kind of came in late. Is there anything else you wanted to say about it?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was out and
No
I
apology.
came in and I went, there was something in the back of my, I know I was supposed to do something. And then all of a sudden,
Well, that
So
was
I'm
like
so
me 2 weeks
sorry.
ago. It's like, well, I'll join at the end and tell you my pick. And all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, it's 7:20.
I know that's exactly.
I didn't do it.
I was so happy to see this. As I said, it was, I just kind of laughed. First of all, he was so cute, and I'm sure, he was such a cute
yeah.
and charming, and just one of those guys that does get away with things because of their charm and their cute, and their ability. And that's what I loved about it. I don't think I'll be saying anything that you guys haven't already said. The only thing is that I did see the connection because I think DT is about the same age as he would have been in '66. And I went, oh God. And I see those, he would be about that, right? I
No,
think
Trump is younger because Mike.
how old is,
Well, that's right, because Michael Caine was in his 30s, but he was playing Alfie, who would have been in his 20s. So
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
close
And that's what
enough,
I
yeah.
figured, that Trump was probably around in his late 20s at the time. And I'll bet that, I just see that, that character that just thinks women are there for their own, pleasure and take care of me kind of idea. I love the abortion scene. It was so powerful.
It was powerful.
Yeah, very, very powerful scene. I have some questions about that, but I won't go into that. But I thought that was interesting. I think that was the turning point in his character when he really started seeing women as more than, or people as more than just for his own pleasure. So,
That's really,
but I really enjoyed it.
we were saying that, the 2004 one was a little harder to watch, that it didn't develop very well. And Karen, I don't know if you were here, Karen was saying didn't get a very good Rotten Tomatoes rating, but I kept watching it because I wondered how they would handle the abortion scene.
Very different. Yeah.
And
Well, if you haven't seen the movie,
Oh,
we
yeah.
shouldn't-
yeah,
no
I don't want
spoiler.
to, I was thinking about that, but you also mentioned it too, I think early on, Karen. I think you said something about watch it for extra credit, and
Yeah.
if you do, there's a spin or something like that.
Yeah, right. There's
That was it.
Yeah.
So that part right there was kind of a interesting way that would make you watch the second one.
Mhm.
But yeah, I thought the 66 was very powerful. Is the second one as powerful?
No.
Not
And
really.
that's basically what the critics said, was that it was kind of a watered down version.
Ah,
That
yeah.
you know, hate him or not, Michael Caine brought a lot of sexuality to the screen.
Yeah.
Jude Law is, and you know, just didn't in this movie.
Oh no, that's
Yeah, he's still, you know, sort of cute, and he's got his little English accent and all that sort of thing, but it just, you know,
it
not-
isn't like Michael Caine. Yeah.
no, and yeah, it didn't, and it didn't do the character of Alfie any good, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it's also, even though he's English, it's set in New York City, not in London,
Mm.
2004 version. But he's, you know, he's
I
still a
mean-
chauffeur, just like, you know, the Michael Caine character. There's a lot of things that don't change, but the couple of the ones that do, it's like, oh, wow, they really did change this movie.
And what about the women?
Very different. You will see a very big difference, even though, you know, he's still taking advantage of some of their kindnesses and that sort of thing, but that they're at least some of the women characters are very, very much, in my opinion, three-dimensional, not so two-dimensional.
Good. Good.
So you might like it, Donna.
Yeah.
That's a
Good.
good contrast, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Donna, I want to ask you a question. God forbid anybody misinterpret this as my defense of Donald Trump, because it's not. But you mentioned Trump and compared him to Alfie's character. You know, I'm not sure that's accurate. You know, you don't have to look much further back than JFK in the same time period.
Mhm.
And he was doing the same thing with women, and you know, the other people in power. Now, Alfie didn't have any sort of secular power like that, but you know, I do think that you know, other people of that age displayed the same sort of coarseness towards women.
Yeah, but Mike,
So-
I don't think there's a single past president that said I can grab their pussy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
He's
again,
one of the
I don't
most
wanna be
disgusting human beings you would ever want to have to be in contact with.
Exactly.
Well, I'm not here to defend him. I'm just saying that, you know, Trump himself wasn't the only devil in the bin.
Oh,
That's all-
oh
that's all.
no. Oh, absolutely. We know there's a lot more devils out there. I know
Yeah.
that, Mike.
Yeah, there's a
But what
whole
I'm
list.
saying,
Karen, your point's well taken. I get it. That's why I couched it by saying I didn't want this to sound like a Trump defense, because I
oh
abhor the
no,
man.
I know better. But the reason, and the only reason, is that because I literally was watching it going, just, you know, I could see Trump being the same character, that character that thinks of women like that. And that's what I saw. That's what I mean, you know, the way he talks, you know, he's really afraid of women. And so was Alfie in a way. You know, he had that bravado and supposedly that confidence, but in reality, he was so afraid of getting connected or whatever that, and I think Trump's the same way. You know, the women are there to be pretty, to be his, you know, his arm candy, or there to be his, you know, pleasure station, to have his kids, but nothing, you know, nothing of substance. It's all flash and no substance,
yeah.
it seems. Yeah.
Well, you know, that's interesting, because I would say it seems like he's appointed a lot of women to positions of power.
Like who?
What do you mean, like
Bondi?
is the her White House
Bondi.
spokeswoman?
Bondi,
And,
yeah.
and then
Well,
what, Department of,
Yeah.
is it
I don't know,
Department of
maybe-
Justice or is um
Yeah, but
yeah,
these,
yeah,
So I don't know. I mean, sure.
yeah, I
Well,
don't think I think he's actually taken more women out than put
But-
in.
but
And the only ones that get put in have to be ones that are kowtowing to him, like Pam Bondi or Christy Nome.
yeah.
And just as an aside, has anybody seen South Park
Yeah.
with Christy Nome? And I don't know, I was dying. I'm laughing, with the way her face melts and all. But anyway, that was just an aside. No, I don't think he has. I think he only will put women in power that have already showed him that they're willing to, do anything that he says or
I
or
mean, look
whatever.
what's happened to Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yes.
You know?
Oh my
And
gosh.
for all these years and all those terrible liberals and all that, but one day on Trump's bad side, and now she needs
Oh,
protection.
I know.
Yeah.
I
It's like,
saw
hey,
her
honey,
on
yeah.
something and I was impressed that she actually said, "I'm sorry." She said for the things that she had said about other people and letting it go when other people were talking, because now she's on the other end of
Yeah.
it. When it hits you personally, you can't help but have a different response. And boy, I'm just shocked that she was on Bill Maher. Did you guys see that? She was on Bill Maher, and that it was just kind of interesting because she really has changed her tune. And it's surprising to me, but or it seems like she has anyway,
And we'll see. Yeah.
We watched
We'll
her on
see.
The View. She was on The View also.
Oh, was she?
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
She's really turned sides then.
Yeah. Yeah. No
Yeah.
kidding. Yeah.
Well,
So,
he's calling her
one.
Trader Green
Yeah.
instead of Taylor Green.
Marjorie
He's calling her
Green.
Trader. And people are now her life is in danger and she's got to get security.
When does she come up for re-election?
I don't know.
Everybody in the House comes up for re-election in 26.
That's why
Yeah.
she's changed her tune, because she can see the direction that the
Yeah.
country is going and she's going to follow it so she can get everybody's votes. Another,
And she
Right.
wants
Yeah,
to,
whatever you
It
want
very
to
well
call
could
it.
be.
and she wants to
The
be a
Indiana
senator.
Senate said
She
no
wants
to
to be a
the
senator.
the gerrymandering, redistricting, and Trump was all pissed off about that. And it's like,
Yeah.
sorry, dude.
Can
Do
we
you-
get
about
back
the
to
movie?
our
Yeah.
recommendations?
Yes.
Yeah, oh,
but
yeah.
I just want to
That's
say,
it.
I want to ask, do you think that this was like one of Michael Caine's first big movies in America, US?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Although I
He was relatively unknown.
I'm looking at
before
his
Alfie.
filmography, and he was in Zulu, which was 2 years earlier. And I do remember Zulu. Some kind of
I
deal
know.
where they were fighting in Africa or something. I don't know. So I remember that.
Hmm.
But anyway, I didn't. It's pretty early in his career, and
Yeah.
I've been a fan of his ever since, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
at least have been a fan. But anyway, yeah, on to recommendations, I guess.
Yeah.
I watched a couple of, I think they're probably old documentaries, but I hadn't seen them before and really, really enjoyed them. One was called Sunday Best, and it was about Ed Sullivan and how he
Oh.
came up through the ranks, in journalism and introduced Black entertainment to the world for the first time. And it was like, and how well he handled it. And then the other one,
He didn't handle
It's called-
Rolling Stones very well, though.
and then the other one was called The Greatest Night in Pop. And it tells about how they made the song We Are the World.
Oh, I saw that. Yes.
From the
that's
very
good.
beginning, who, Harry Belafonte, and then Lionel Richie gets together with Michael Jackson, and then how it went from there until the very end. It was really,
And they only had one
Good.
day to do that. That's what's so amazing.
one night.
One
yeah.
night to do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
it was
put on, and they had no
fabulous.
rehearsal, nothing. It just came
Nope.
together.
Yeah, back in 1985. I
Yeah,
remember
that
this
was really good
well.
too.
Just sharing that I'm just getting around to seeing those.
I'm
I
looking
saw-
forward to seeing the American Revolution. That I think that starts.
Started
It
last
started-
night.
It either starts this week or next week. I'm not
No,
sure.
it started on PBS last night.
Oh, it did?
And yeah, and the
Gosh, I
second
thought I
2
tried to
hours
get.
of it starts here in a few minutes
Oh.
at 8 o'clock your time, Donna.
Okay. Oh,
And
good. I thought,
now,
Hmm.
the first one I thought was very, very, very good. It goes from the origins of the idea of confederacies and alliances in North America on up through Lexington and Concord. That's where
yeah,
they leave it off. And it's Ken Burns. It's well done.
yeah. He's always so good.
Is tonight the first night?
Tonight is the
Last
second night,
Second?
Huh.
but I'm sure you can find the first one online at PBS.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I got a couple.
Well, I'm going to make a recommendation, but Bill and Patty and I, when I was in Kansas City 3 weeks ago or so, went out to the movies, right, Bill? And we saw Deliver Us from Nowhere, the Springsteen biopic.
Oh, yeah.
It was really good. In fact, Patty was quite taken with it. We listened to a lot of Springsteen after that, on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
We saw that too. It's really
is
enjoyable.
it free now? Is it
Yeah,
free now?
I haven't seen it.
So I saw one, it's on Netflix that I think Mike Mahoney, I think he would really like if he doesn't already know a lot about it. But it's called Death by Lightning, and it's about the assassination of Garfield, President Garfield.
Oh, I have
Oh.
heard about that. Yeah.
It's
Oh,
it's real good. There's a lot of good actors in it, and it kind of covers his assassination. He's the president. Nobody knows anything about his assassination. But I think 1990 or something. I believe it might be a little earlier than that. I think they said that he was going to be taken over for Grant. So I might have the sequence, but it's real interesting. I mean, Matthew McFadden, who's like in Succession and a few
Pride
other.
and Prejudice.
Yeah,
Mr. Darcy.
yeah. He plays the guy who kills him, and but that's a real good series. I think it's 4-part series, and then the other one also on Netflix. I think no, it's on Apple Plus. Pluribus is.
Yeah.
Has anybody been watching that? That's the new who did Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad.
Oh,
That guy.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's really good science fiction. I mean, it has a kind of a invasion of the body snatchers or
Oh my
type
gosh.
of feel to it, but it's a good one also.
On Apple Plus 2 is well, I love Emma Thompson and they Down Cemetery Road. And she plays she plays a PI, but it's actually good. So and I just really like watching her in almost
They were
anything
filming
she
that in
does.
Oxford in the summer of 23 when I
Yeah.
was there. And so we were all of us, looking for Emma Thompson sightings.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it took a while. I mean, gosh,
Yeah.
2 years before it came out. But yeah, I have not seen it yet, and I'm looking forward to seeing it on Apple Plus. I had one
Oh.
more recommendation, and it's
Wait
a
a second,
movie.
was that the recommendation? Down Cemetery Road? Was that the name of it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apple
And
Plus.
my other recommendation is a movie from 2022 called Call Jane. And it is also about abortion, but it
Oh, yes,
is
I've seen that.
the
Yes.
story of women, a group of women called the Janes in
Right.
Chicago in the 1960s who would help other women
Right.
get safe abortions,
Right.
even though they were illegal. And it's got Sigourney Weaver in it.
It's very good. Yeah, I did see that.
Elizabeth Banks, who was in Love and Mercy as Brian Wilson's
Mm-hmm.
second wife. Yeah, I like her a lot.
I do too. She's
Yeah,
very good.
So that was my other recommendation. Call Jane.
Yeah, that is a good one.
All right. Well, we got some good ones.
Yeah, we do. This is
Then
about
go
that time.
smell dinner.
Yeah, I was gonna say with 1 minute left. Yeah, we can all go have our dinners now.
Yeah,
All right. So
All right.
we'll see y'all December 1st.
December 1st.
Okay.
Have a nice Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Happy-
you too.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. See you
Okay.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.